Something's different. You know what that means? That means the electrician was here today. Look at this. Woohoo! We have lights in the garage. I haven't had lights in the garage in years. This is awesome. Nice and bright. I'm curious to see how the lights show up on camera. Hopefully there's no issues there. I'm a little bit nervous because there was a channel I watch that lately put up some lights in a shipping container shop of his. And on camera they flicker something fierce. So that got me to worrying that hopefully that wasn't going to be an issue here. So a little test here to see. Hopefully that's not an issue. I'm thinking with his case it's because he was running things off of a money tree, diesel generator power plant thing, because his shop is out in the country and no power there yet. So hopefully that's the case in his situation. I don't see anything on my screen, at least anything funny, so if you do see something strange you'll have to let me know. But not that there's a whole lot we can do about it at this point, but exciting. So that means the heater is on for good now. The lights are done. He's got to come back. The electrician's got to come back and do a couple little things to finish up 100%, but 99% done. And he actually came up with a pretty cool idea here too. He seen a branch on the tree there, and he says, you should do a neat little shadow box with that. Put some pictures of the tractor in there and whatnot. And he's like, that's a pretty good idea. I've been trying to think what I could do with this to utilize it somehow. Because of course it's got to come off the tractor. We can't leave it there because we had to chop it just to be able to move the steering arm, to be able to steer the tractor. So it can't stay there, but I wanted to do something with it. And I kind of like his idea there. You drew a little sketch. It's a good idea, Leon. Well, we probably have to do something like that. Let me know what you guys think. I think that's a cool idea. Should we do something like that? Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. It's the little things in life. Having lights in a shop, right? That seems simple, but I haven't had lights in this garage, or power for that matter, for it's probably pushing 10 years. I'll tell you that whole story here sometime, but yeah, pretty exciting. Well, it is beginning to look a lot like Christmas out there. We got our first significant snowfall here in North Dakota last night. Still snowing a little bit here this morning. So I guess I gotta bundle up and go move a little bit of snow this morning. Luckily it's light fluffy stuff. There isn't a lot of it. Maybe a few inches here or something. Kind of blow it around, so it's hard to know exactly how much we got. But I guess I'll get that done, and then we'll go up to the garage and I'll show you what I've been getting done this weekend. Got a couple things accomplished. Well, there goes the noon bell. That must mean it's lunchtime. Well, I kicked up the heat in the furnace while I was shoveling. Got it all taken care of. Yesterday, weather was pretty nice, so I got all my fascia done all the way around the whole garage. So, with the exception of gutters, which might not happen until spring now, the whole outside of the garage is done. Nice. Okay, let's go inside and show you what I've been up to. Turn off the radio here. So, one thing I don't think I mentioned yet, what I ended up doing, the electrician rather, I had the electrician do, of course, main lights. So this is a switch to a plug over there, I'll show you, for the battery charger, and I also have the radio plugged into it. So when you turn that on, battery charger and radio come on. Reason being is you really shouldn't leave your batteries plugged in all the time. if you don't know that already, because they have the potential for, if they fail, they explode, start a fire. I know of several shops that have actually burnt down because of that. So like up at work, we have the same setup. We had a switch that we shut off every night, so all the battery chargers get turned off. No power to them, they can't explode. It's just kind of a safety thing. This one here is going to be for the air compressor eventually. I don't have one yet, but the electrician wired it all up. So this will control a relay in the breaker box to turn the air compressor on and off. So same story, I can turn that off from here. I don't have to either unplug it or go and turn it off way back in the corner. As you're leaving the shop, you can just kill all the switches and away you go. Everything is off. And then this one up here is for the outside lights. So I can control them. So say you're out snow blowing, you can override them. Because I got the dusk to dawn and the dimmer and everything on them. So this way, if say you're out snow blowing in the evening, you can override them and leave them on bright all the time. Kind of a mess in here yet. I gotta clean up my extra tin and whatnot from doing the fascia. Throw that all away in the scrap pile. But what I did do, I'm not sure what day that was. Friday maybe? Friday night, I think. Made up a little cabinet. Nothing too fancy, just to hold all my battery tools. I didn't go too fancy because I have a pretty good feeling that I'll probably upgrade battery tools within the next, say, a couple of years here. This set is getting to the end of its useful life. And it's not really worth fixing them anymore. Still the old DeWalt, the old 18-volt batteries. I just bought a couple of new batteries. Well, it's been a while now already. Back in 11 of 20. They're already over a year old. Because the old batteries that I had, they're starting to fail too. Anyway, so long story short, this set is probably not long for the world, but they're still working, so I hate to give them up. They're the old ones yet. I mean, I've used this Impact a lot. There is a lot of miles on this thing. It's actually getting to the point where it's starting to fall apart, fail. It still works though. Rubber's coming off, and it's been dropped and abused, but I've used this a ton. My whole remodel of my house, the whole garage here, a lot of projects with that thing. Anyway, so this plug is controlled by that switch, like I was saying, so it kills the battery charger, and I got the radio plugged into it too, so I can kill that at the same time. Not sure where that'll actually live permanently, the radio, but probably somewhere over here. But just a quick little place to put, your basic bits and stuff. I'll do a little more organizing here later, but got the bag up there, so if you want to take the impacts and stuff and go work on a project somewhere else, you can take the bag, throw them in the bag, and away you go. So yeah, got that done. Like I said, I'm probably not going to even paint that cabinet, because chances are, if I get a new set, I'll probably have to either modify it or change it anyway. Or just rebuild the whole thing entirely, rather. So for now, we'll just leave it just raw wood. Good enough. Does the job. Picked up some new additions to the shop here. A few new tools. Some bead rollers, old bead rollers. So those will be a future project to get them all tuned up. I picked them up with the intention of I can make some new dies and whatnot, and use them for doing like sheet metal work on tractors is kind of what I got in mind. So if you're not familiar with those tools, those are what you can use to put like the bead in the edge of the fender, or do these hems for the things, put edges on edges of hoods, stuff like that. Like I said, if you're not familiar with that, we'll eventually get to that. Stick around long enough and we'll show you. We'll get them tuned up, and because like this fender is, probably savable. It's pretty good shape. A little bit of straightening, it'll be really good. This one's a little crinkly, so it's yet to be decided if I'll end up straightening that out and welding it up and fixing it, or if I'll make a new skin, at least for the top. The side's pretty good shape, so we'll see. It's a long winter. We probably won't even get to that. One thing I haven't really covered yet is what kind of the goal of the winter is. Haven't really got to it because we haven't really been working on the tractor yet. But just as a quick blurb, kind of my goal for this winter is to get the tractor broken down, take it all apart, and I think we'll do like we did the 612. We'll start with the transmission and rear end, final drives, that kind of stuff. So completely gut that case, clean it out, inspect everything. Hopefully things are in good shape as far as the gears and whatnot. But if not, we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. But assuming they are, we'll take it all apart, clean it, inspect it, check all the bearings and bushings and whatever, replace as necessary, and then get that all reassembled. And then if that all goes as smoothly as I had hoped, no major issues, get it all back together, and then maybe come spring, summertime, we will, assuming we end up painting, we'll paint like the whole rear end, and kind of like we did with the 612, kind of ended up working out good, I think. Kind of do it in chunks, do like that chunk. Then we'll probably move to the front end and start doing, the main housing that holds the engine and, axle and steering and whatnot. Maybe do a chunk there of paint, then, do the engine and stuff as another chunk, and then radiator and hood and sheet metal, firewall as another chunk, and wheels as another chunk. It tends to kind of work better that way, in my opinion, seeing as I'm just working myself. I don't have a whole shop full of people helping or anything like that, to kind of do it in small batches, because otherwise it gets to be so much. Say you wanted to paint the whole tractor at once, just the logistics of that is kind of out of the question. It takes too long to do all that, and I don't have like a dedicated spray booth and whatnot to do a project like that, so doing it in small batches is more feasible. So anyway, that's kind of the general game plan of the tractor there, but of course there's so many unknowns I can't even begin to lay out a game plan, because who knows what I'll find when I crack into that transmission. I haven't even pulled the cover yet to see. It might be completely shot. We might be making new gears and sourcing all new bearings and bushings, and it might be just a disaster. Who knows? We might end up having to tear into the other tractor out there and see if that, transmission and whatnot is in better shape. Who knows? We might end up mixing, parts from that tractor into this one and whatever. I might tear into it and realize that this tractor isn't even the right one to be rebuilding. Maybe the one out in the yard is actually better. We might change our plan of attack midwinter. Who knows? But we'll figure that out as we go. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to start by doing a little bit of general cleanup around here. I got to reorganize because I pulled all the sheet goods and stuff out of the way to make room to hang up that cabinet. So that's all a mess. Got to figure out a home for all that stuff. Then we'll probably have a little bit of lunch, and I'll check back with you guys a little later. I don't know if you can see out there or not, but it's snowing pretty good again. I just got everything cleaned, and now it's filling back up. Oh well, that's winter. Oh, even nice and warm inside here though. I shortened up my sawhorses and got set up with a temporary little table here to simulate a roller box, which I don't have yet. And the next project is, I think I'm going to tune up my new to me snap-on top box. Picked this up at a sale here late this summer. It's been just sitting there waiting to get cleaned up. A little bit of hammer and dollying to do to straighten out. It's been used and abused, but we'll tune her up here a little bit, clean it all out, vacuum out all the drawers and clean them out, and then start cleaning and organizing. Put some tools out here. But yeah, do a little bit of cleaning and straightening, and I'll check back. Okay, toolbox is cleaned up. Dents taken out of there. Lubed up all the slides. Everything's pretty well cleaned and functioning good there. I got it set up on the little temporary workbench here, which is, like I said, kind of simulating a roller box. Plan to get something, you know, approximately that big eventually. Kind of going through and trying to clean off and organize, and, you know, this shelf, you know, get all the stuff put away. This is all turned into a construction stuff shelf, you know, all the screws and tools I was using to redo the garage. So all that stuff is in the process of getting reorganized and put away now. Go through all this stuff. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. So I think this is probably kind of about it for garage remodel video stuff. I think I'll probably kind of quit doing that now. Anything else, because there's still a lot to do in here. Organize, you know, put up more shelving and stuff on the walls, whatever. Organize the rest of the bench and that kind of stuff. But I'll probably just kind of sneak that stuff into the normal tractor videos from here on out, because I don't think, you know, a lot of you guys probably really want to see this garage remodel stuff anyway. The views kind of show that there's a lot less views on this garage metal remodel playlist than there are on the tractor one. So that kind of just shows what you guys really want to see. So I'll probably wrap up, like I said, this garage stuff. And, you know, weather permitting, folks are coming out later this week. And, you know, so hopefully Dad and I, you know, the goal is to maybe start tearing into the tractor here. So yeah, maybe, I don't want to make any promises, but maybe the next video will actually be a tractor video. So that'll be kind of fun. We still got a couple of shop things to do. Like I said, we got to finish the garage door. That really shouldn't take too terribly long though. There'll be a little bit of dinking around to get the brackets up here mounted to the ceiling and whatnot. So yeah, fun times. All right, thank you all for watching, and hope to see you back here soon. See you later. Bye.